Hey, what's up everybody, I'm TridentZ and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. Today we're taking a look at a reserve map loot guide. Recently on stream I've been playing a ton of reserve and you guys have been asking me to drop a loot guide for this map as I've had a ton of success with it. And if you guys haven't been watching my streams recently, I highly suggest checking out the last two videos of my stream highlights on my YouTube or checking out my Twitch and Discord links down below of our description. But basically today we'll be going over a loot guide for my personal favorite spots on the map reserve. These are the spots I find have the most success rate for me. Now some of these spots are going to be over highly contested areas, specifically like the underground and black pawn areas we'll be talking about. And you can find a lot of PvP in these areas, and sometimes it's not the best for the most low-key loot route to make money, but it is the loot route that I've been running and having success with, and I'll be going over all the high tier ticket spawns as well. We'll also be going over some keys that can be helpful. Keys are totally not necessary, but are an add-on to this entire loot guide. As if you're in an area and you have the key for it, you might as well check something out. Most of reserve doesn't require keys although, so you'll be fine if you don't have the money for them. And if you want a full map guide instead of the specific loot guide, I do have another video of that, and I'll leave it on the top right and in the description down below. With all that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. Alright, so firstly, let's talk about the main ways we die in reserve. And if we want to make money, the best way to make money is by staying alive. So a lot of times we die based off two things. Number one is our lack of the map knowledge and how we move around the map. And number two is extract campers. Now I run into extract campers a ton and we need to learn how to deal with them. Otherwise, if we don't know how to deal with them, we're going to die a ton of times. Roll clip. Take bullets to the head and just walk away from it. Like if you shoot him with the right bullet, he can just walk away from it. It kills the realism. Anyway, as I was saying, it kills the realism. Like the game is not realistic whatsoever, so. Alright, so what I do to combat extract campers is in my cap container, I will always make room for my paracord. So I keep a paracord and a Red Rebel on me. If you guys don't know, Red Rebel is needed for the dome extract. You can get it for 7 million off the flea, or you can get it from Jaeger with the trade of propane, fuel conditioners, and dry fuel. That'll cost you around the 2 to 3 mil mark. And just to specify, you will be needing Jaeger level 3 with 15 propane tanks, 10 fuel conditioners, and 15 dry fuel. It's a good idea to save up on these from your raids. If you're playing like customs, for example, it's a great place to find these items, or even maybe interchange. If you're looting in like Ollie and parts like that. But yeah, it's a huge essential item because then you're not forced to bunker hermetic or D2. And I would argue that bunker hermetic you want to just not ever go to ever because the alarm really gives it away. And yeah, you want to stick to D2 and you want to stick to, of course, the dome extract. And I'll be showing you how I play throughout basically the D2 and dome area, and that's how I mainly make my money. The right side of the map, you guys need to cut it out of your gameplay completely. Not only is it incredibly risky, but it's just not worth for the amount of loot you're getting. Sure, there is RBAO, and sure, there is RBVO with the marked room. You can get some decent stuff out of the marked room, and if you spawn there, it's kind of not a great spawn. You want to get out of there, move from the bunker hermetic side straight to school if you can. If you spawn in this upper right hand corner, what I like to do is I like to go from this upper right hand and go straight to dome and play around in this area. And for one reason and one reason only is because all the buildings that I mentioned plus dome all connect to the underground area. And the great thing about the underground area is it's close quarters. You're not going to be sniped from anywhere like the sniper towers or from long range. And on top of that, there's raider spawns, there's decent loot, great intel spawns, and I'll be showing off all those spawns in a second. Also at Black Pawn and in the underground area, there's 2 marked rooms that you can check. The Black Pawn marked room is great. You can find some great stuff. I found some graphics cards and money cases from it before. And of course, there are some other keys. I would also recommend the RBAM key that is used in the school. And of course, the RBKPRL that is used in the dome cliff descent. There's some spawns we're going to be talking about with this map, and I'll be showing it off in a bit. But basically, yeah, you want to be going for the cliff descent if you have your Red Rebel. If you don't have your Red Rebel, the D2 extract's your best bet. The reason why I don't like the Bunker Hermetic that much is because you pop it from this, if you guys can see with my cursor, I'm highlighting from this area. Then you got to run all across these risky areas of open spaces through the train yard and armored train, and you only have a few minutes to do so to get to the Bunker Hermetic. People will be expecting you. Raiders spawn whenever you click it sometimes, and it's just not a whole lot of fun. The best way to farm reserve and play reserve is to play around the Black Pawn and School area. Those are my two favorite places to loot. I love going from School to Black Pawn, getting into PvP fights, looting all the different lootable areas, going underground, checking Asus spawns, stuff like that. As well as White King. White King is a great place as well. I don't usually go into White Bishop and White Pawn as much, but those three areas, White King, Black Bishop, aka School, and Black Pawn are my favorite areas to go to loot. And the main reason why is because they are a little bit more spaced out. There's some PvP, but it's a fair amount of PvP. It's not like you're gonna be into bad positions. The loot really makes up for it. And the same can't be said for White Pawn and White Bishop as much. There is some loot spawns, I will not lie. There's some pretty decent loot you can get. And they do connect to the underground portion as well, but they're just personally not my favorite. Alright, so let's start with the loot route and places to look for loot. So on my key route, I do have 3 keys for this map: RBBK, RBVO, and RBPKPM. Those 3 are all the marked rooms, as well as I have an additional 2, RBAM and RBAO. This is the AK room with the marked room at the cottages, and RBAM is at school. So we're going to be talking about and going over from the bottom left of the map, moving forward to where I like to loot. We're going to start off with School as we spawned here. This is a great spawn for School. It's one of the best. There's 3 spawns in this area, 1 over there and 1 to our right. You want to make sure to run, watch out for people in front of you. The people to your right will not be able to shoot you and won't be able to catch up in time if you're running from the beginning. You want to make sure to go in from the front. That's what I like to do. You can go in from the middle, from the back, but the problem with that is you'll usually get shot from. Alright, so there's a few things that we can loot from here. So what I like to do is first, I'll go up to the 3rd floor. There's a PC right here to loot. I'll go up to the 3rd floor and I'll hold this angle just in case somebody's running up for a drop-down room. If you guys don't know, drop-down room is the graphics card room. Sometimes if I'm feeling lucky, I'll go to the graphics card room. This is where graphics cards and Tetrises can spawn. I'll search for stuff. I'll look at all the shelves. If I can't find anything, you can jump through this back, or you can come in from the front where you came from and drop down to the 1st floor. I like to come in from the front and drop down to the 1st floor because I have a key, RBAM, that spawns a good amount of loot. So in this room, you actually can find the air filters that go for around 300k on the flea market. You also have chance of finding some pretty decent magazines here, 60 rounders and stuff like that that can go for 100k. There is 3 tool sets. Here you can find military cables and stuff like that, and as well as a weapons case right here and a jacket. After I've looted that, I usually like to go to this part right here, where I'll go down here and jump from here. Jump onto this ledge, go down here, and go here. So before we get into this area, this is one of the best areas on the entire map for looting, for sugar at least. Let me show off the Black Pawn area. So the Black Pawn, there's only one thing that I really like to do here, and that is PvP. If I can't PvP and there's nobody here, I'll go check the marked room, and with the marked room, there is some great stuff to be found. I'll show where that is. Here is the gym area. This is the connecting room between the 2 staircases that lead downstairs. This is the gym right here, because it's a gym, as we can see there. And this is the other set of stairs. This goes to the underground portion, and this is the marked room. Using the RBBK key, we open this. We can find some guns. Sometimes you can find dog tag cases, money cases, usual marked room stuff, sometimes ammo, and all that good jazz. Also, graphics cards have been added to the loot table as of 12.10. Anyway, moving on forward. Let's talk about White King before we move on to the underground portion. So here is the main courtyard. This is where the helicopter is. That's White Pawn right there, Black Bishop and Black Pawn, aka School for the Black Bishop. And that's White Bishop over there. Moving past Black Bishop and White Bishop, there is the White King that says welcome to hell with a Russian flag at the front. As you can see here, it's a White King chest piece. Now in here, we can actually find some Asus spawns, and there is a part leading underground. So you want to check right here for graphics card spawns all over these shelves, as well as these shelves in Server X right here. You want to check inside of this, and yes, I mean inside. If it spawns actually inside, it kind of glitches out. You want to check inside Also check here. Check everywhere, especially inside here. I found Asus, so be sure to check that. And there also is some server racks in the corresponding room, but they don't have the same opportunity to spawn some good stuff. So you can go downstairs from here. And there is a key room here that spawns tank batteries. Besides that, I like to run across here. I'll peek like this. I'll run like this. Run peek this. Make sure nobody's here. Go through here. There's 3 supply crates here. This one's technical. That one's a medical, and that one's a ration, I believe. Moving on, we'll go towards the power section. So the power is actually through here. Here we could find a toolbox. I'd like to loot that, and then I'll come in through here. Check all of these server shelves for iridium, military cables, and stuff like that. As we can see here, we also found military cables. Come through this door, and we can actually find Intel spawns all over these shelves. So you want to check this first room. You can actually pop this glass open. Check this second room. Make sure you check all the shelves. There's nothing here. Oh, actually here I think there was, see, right here, Intel. We found Intel right here. You want to make sure to check all the shelves. Basically, the 300k worth for Intel is definitely worth to check. And once we go through this room, there actually is a last room right here. And you want to check this last room. I found one right here before, and they can spawn on these shelves. So be sure to check them all. Also, raiders can spawn here. If there's raiders here, you can just PvE and loot them, you know, get that sweet, juicy raider loot. And yeah, that's about it for the underground portion. Moving on, there actually is other ways to get down here, so I'll be showing those off. Now over here is Black Pond. This is where you come in from Black Pond through here. If we go through here, up this staircase, it'll actually lead us to the D2 extract of the staircase for that. And if we come in through here, this leads to school, and I'll be showing off the underground portion for school. So if we come in through here and run past these hallways, this is the school portion. So I'll be showing you guys from the outside so you don't get confused and you guys can tell how all of this connects. As we're moving in through here, don't mind all of the loot spots. I'm be showing it from the outside. So we actually did start this video over this direction, running into school from here. So there's an underground portion here. You can go to the underground here. There's a toolbox there. There's also a toolbox right there. There's a ration supply crate here and right there. They can spawn sugar. Be sure to check those. Moving on towards over here, there also is a ration supply crate right here. Check this too for sugar. All right, so that's how all of that connects. We can also see from Black Pawn, I already showed off. Black Bishop, I've already showed off. And White King, the connections I have showed off. It is also possible from White Pawn and White Bishop to connect. I'm not going to be showing it off that right now just because it will take too long. Coming through here from school, there is a left corridor and there's water filters found right here. So you want to be sure to check that if you're coming in through here. And if we run through here, it is the Black Pawn area going through this way. We go down here and we're back to the main entrance or main room where we turn the power on. All right, so if we're going through this door, or if we go in through that corridor coming from White King, right here, if we're going through here and run towards the left right here, we can actually go down to the D2 extract. This is where a lot of the loot spawns are. We'll be showing that off as well. So we're coming down here. I'm gonna turn my flashlight on, and this is where you want to check for extract campers. So right here, open this door, check all these corners, check this corner, also check this corner. I've seen somebody here before. Come in through here. We're going to go into this big room where the water filter spawns. So want to be able to turn your flashlight here because it's a little bright. Check that. Check right here. Also, check here. You can find water filters here. Be sure to check those. You can also find fuel here as well. That goes for a lot on the flea market. Now, coming in through here, this is the part where people extract camp the most. So what you want to do is if you have a backpack, be sure to drop it here. If it's weighing you down, go in. If you have teammates, tell them to stay back. And you want to open this. Pop your flashlight open, and you can either check this one by one. You want to check here first, here second, someone can prone right there, and then check the underground portion. Or what you can do is open the door, run back, run like this, come in through here, make sure this is clear, make sure behind the door is clear, and then clear out the main room. That way you have some cover and room to work with, and if your teammate wants to come through here, he can as well. Anyway, talking about this main room where people extract camp, right here is the connection to Dome, and if we actually come in through this way, there is an intelligence spawn on this shelf right here, as well as a toolbox. There's also 3 toolboxes up above, a safe and a computer you guys want to be checking. So there's the toolbox right there, and in the back. On these shelves can be Asus spawns. I found one before here, so you want to check all these shelves. They're currently worth about $1 million on the flea market. And coming in through here, there's a safe and a PC block. You want to check those. There's a ton of loot to be found here. Before we talk about D2, I want to go up to Dome and show off that part for you guys. So I'll be showing off how that connection works and how you can get to Dome. So coming in through here, there is a few rooms with some loot that you could be checking. Also over here, in this back portion, there's been some loot to be found, like RK1 and some ammo. My friends always like to check those. They always find better loot than I do. One time my friend Dov found 2 RK1 angled grips, which are going for around 50k. So running up these stairs, you just want to run up all the way to the top, and running up all the way to the top will get you to Dome. You want to be careful for this little opening here. Don't walk through that. There's a toolbox right here. Going down this corridor, we will actually see the top of the hill where Dome is located through this door. And here we are. So up at Dome, obviously we know where the loot spawns are. Here there is a safe, PC block. This is RBKPRL, where you can find a safe and as well as a few intel spawns. There is some loot to be seen in the Dome itself. Sometimes you can find 60 round mags. This is the paracord extract right here that you guys can use for your extract whenever you're up here. Quick reminder, you need a paracord, a red rebel, and as well as a armored rig, or you need to take your body armor off. That's actually how you extract. If you have body armor on, you should insurance fraud it or put it inside of your backpack, because otherwise you won't be able to extract. Now coming in through here, there is a few sniping positions, but also there is some loot spawns right here. And I found 60 round mags filled with 995 here before, so be sure to check those. That's a total of 300,000 about. All right, coming in through down here, we will now go towards back to D2, and I'll see you guys when we're back in the main room of D2. All right, here we are coming back to the main room from Dome. This is where we came from originally, and now we're going to be talking about going towards D2. So right here is a water filter spawn. You want to be sure to check this. In case you guys didn't know, there's water filters that spawn there. All right, opening this door, you want to be careful from this angle. Be careful from this angle and this angle up here. People can be camped up on this lamppost. So what I like to do is I'll check this usually. No one is usually here. Then I'll check through here. Don't worry about that crack in the wall. No one can actually go through that. There is a duffel bag there that can be looted if you guys want to loot that, as you guys can see right there. But what I like to do is I'll come in through here, make sure there's no one camping in these little crooks. Check this duffel bag, check these 2 jackets, open this door, come in through here, run in and make sure nobody's on this ledge, make sure nobody's behind here, check D2, pop D2 open. I'll run away because it's a little loud, and whenever I'm on stream I don't want people to have their ears blasted. And yeah, that's the entire loot route. Alright, that's gonna be the end of the video. If this video helped you out, or you have any comments or suggestions, or maybe I missed your favorite loot spot, let me know down in the comments below. And as always, I appreciate every single one of you, and I appreciate all the love we've been getting. This video also did help you out. Be sure to drop that like. It does help the channel out a lot, and a follow if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Have a blessed day.